Alright. Top left side, the blue teamless Terran. He is BYUN. Bottom right side, from Alpha X. A little bit of home pride right there in the red colour. He's the Zerg player. He is RAGNAROK. Alright. Put it on a best of 7, but realize we are playing every single game here. Spawning pool first, coming out of RAGNAROK. Gonna try to abuse the fact that we all know BYUN hates the scout. He does not see the use of scouting. Doesn't think it's necessary overall. And a lot of Zergs do try to punish BYUN for that transgression, for that lack of scouting, but not a lot of people are able to really punish him. This time around, BYUN rolling the die and will decide to go for the scout this time around anyway. Even going for the Reaper as well. Makes it very difficult for these Zerglings to get anything else done and just kind of be there as a very thick layer of defense against that Reaper. And I suppose the SCV as well. This is kind of nice though, right? Realizing, oh well, I got scouted. What can I still do with these Zerglings? And it's gonna get some work done on some destructible rocks. Pretty cool to see. I suppose I should call them debris though, right? If I want to be completely accurate. We want to catch the entire drift. Just checking it to see if we have the battle report again. We do, so. And let me try to actually make good use of it this time around. Alright. Third base there for RAGNAROK as BYUN is kind of doing the standard 1-1-1 opening here. Anticipating him to start a third base not too far in the distant future. RAGNAROK does get rid of that Reaper there. So well done indeed. Are we gonna have these Hellions? Oh, no, wait. It will be the Marines and the Medevac and the Hellions on the ground on their own. We got a safety bunker even here. Not something very common against a Zerg opponent. Maybe anticipating some Zergling aggression after the spawning pool first here. So playing it extra careful. Not a bad call. Not a bad call at all. There we go. We'll have the medevac filled up to the brim with those Marines. 3 Hellions as well to accompany them, or perhaps try and pressure somewhere else. Right, these rocks already gone and is dealt with. Okay, medevac does get spotted. Zerglings here not plentiful in number. We're gonna... actually, we'll be able to push back those Marines for now. Hellions being met by the queen, so they're not going to be able to take part in this one. One queen does, oh, just barely not fall. The Marine there, Micro, though, quite handily being able to wiggle their way into this corner here. Do we not have a Baneling nest? We do. There's just no Banelings whatsoever on the field. Even slow Banelings here would be quite a nice ally to have in this kind of battle. The Hellions, again, not finding any way forwards. Losing 3 workers right now. Finding damage on 1 queen, 2 queen. Is that already 4 queens going down? And that's a 5th, actually. Only 2 remain, and just like that, Ragnarok is going to tap out. GG. Quite a surprise indeed. Not anticipating that to go that quickly here for Ragnarok. He really kind of dropped the ball there. Needed a couple of Banelings in order to deal with the Marines in the corner. Nice. Eesh. Losing the Zerglings a bit too quickly. So that is going to set us up for game number 2. Jaganatha. Jahanata. Yeah, Jahanata. I suppose we didn't really got a chance there to use the battle report though, did we? So, alright. Anyway, regardless, in the top right side, the Teamless Terran. In the blue, he is BYUN. Bottom left side, the red Zerg from Alpha X. He is Ragnarok. What's up, AK? How am I doing? I'm doing alright. I'm doing okay. You know, nice Wednesday here. Nice bit of StarCraft too. And, yeah, doing alright. How about you? Same old, I suppose, for me. Trying to chow down on a grilled cheese sandwich here as well, in the meanwhile. Secretly muting myself with every little bite. For those of you who are playing Kozan casting bingo, I suppose that is the time where, you know, you stripe off the Kozan eating part. This time around, BYUN not going for the scout, though. No, he's going for the Reaper, but no SCV scout. It's a much bigger map as well, so it's harder to make that Ling initial run-by work out, of course. A lot of links, actually, isn't it? Yeah, 6 links. Huh. Surprising amount. At least it should mean you shouldn't lose any links right now. Alright. Bit of a weird rotation, so has to make a Spore Crawler there. And doesn't quite get the Reaper either. Well, at least he didn't lose anything, right? Except for... Oh, wow, okay, that was a brilliant snipe right there. That queen just moved out and actually caught it. Not what you anticipate. Actually, the queen didn't even get it. It was the Zerglings right there. Which one of these brave little boys? Which one? Oh, that is not what we need. There we go. That's the guy. He got him. The lowest of the HP Zerglings. Proving himself in combat this time around. BYUN making attack lab rather close to that starport, anticipating a bit of Banshee play here. We don't see him going around with the Raven all that much. At least I'm trying to think back. I don't think I've seen BYUN do the Raven play with the Hellions. Maybe like once, but it does not seem to be something he's a big fan of. Alright, the Dance of the Creep Denial going down here as well. As RAGNAROK is grabbing himself a third base. BYUN once again more so preoccupied with him trying to get the aggression off of the ground. We'll try to get rid of as many drones as possible here, of course. Going up to 8 Hellions in total. Sending the Banshee past the Overlord, that's a bit of a bummer. Immediately we see those Spore Crawlers coming up. But those Hellions, those Hellions. Does appear to be enough Zerglings there to hold them off. So wise back up there from BYUN. Will not commit just quite yet. Here comes the Banshee, and there's no Spore Crawler just quite in this moment, but the Queens arrive and push it backwards. Only 2 kills being obtained so far. Will we get a scan? Oh, it's just gonna go for the Queen instead. Fair enough. And there's the scan. Lovely. 2 Creep Tumors, 2 drones. Not losing a single thing just quite yet, except for that Reaper, of course, that I completely forgot about already. Second Banshee will allow the one-shotting of the flying forces here. The air raiding is gonna commence here, of course. Reaper into the main base. Shouldn't get too much. Actually, it does get a drone here, surprisingly enough. The Zerglings committing. Yeah, you know what? This is a really good defense so far for RAGNAROK, I would say. Maybe a bit oversaturated on his third base. May want to consider getting a fourth. But other than that, pretty good stuff so far. Bit of a shame he doesn't have creep going in towards his main base, but he's remedying that situation here as rapidly as he can as well. Baneling Nest under a bit of pressure. Baneling Nest under quite a bit of pressure, actually. That may have to be cancelled, and that could allow for a very nice timing attack here for BYUN. Yeah, that is just gone right now. Queens are coming in. Need to transfuse that, losing another Queen as well. Oh, that is rough. But they do manage to get both of the Banshees. Yeah, both of the Banshees. But that is probably not the main concern anymore here. The next big concern will be the attack that comes out from BYUN. If he does decide to, of course, with his stim pack done, the Marines are ready. And we'll be able to just start running across the map here, knowing that there are not going to be any Banelings available anytime soon. Especially if he keeps those Hellions there as well. I would love to see a quick repair and bring those Hellions along with this. Because the time for a Banelingness fight is diminishing rapidly here. Yeah, already 8 of them on the way right now. Actually, the dreams of not having any Banelings involved with this first initial fight for BYUN seems to be vanishing rapidly. Big Stim comes forwards. We'll get the Creep Tumors here. Yep, there we go. Another Siege Tank comes in as well, though. Oh, those Banelings, what are they up to? Two Siege Tanks now. Getting a lot of drones. And the creep will start to recede here. The Zerglings coming in from a flank. The Siege Tanks not targeting down the Banelings here at all. So that's a big deal. But the Zerglings now no longer taking a part in this fight. This could actually be a good moment for BYUN to start targeting down the slow Banelings as well, as they are not rolling just quite yet. Getting the other ones that are still in production. Banelings will have to commit onto the Hellbats. Not quite doing that whatsoever, though. BYUN with more reinforcements coming in, guys. Don't forget, there's still quite a bit more. Finally, some good connections come in But then suddenly a big stim forwards, and that is just more and more Marines. An endless supply, it would appear. There is finally the bailing speeds completed, but wow, great target fire there. BYUN realizing he can just turn around and start shooting the opposition. GG is called. BYUN takes another victory here. 2 games in a row. Pretty good, pretty good. It's gonna, you know, make quite the dent in overall Ragnarok's comfortability here, I would say, right? Probably not something you're anticipating happening here. I'm gonna go into map number 3, which is Death Aura. Let's see what happens over there. What happened on Death Aura? Deciphering the code, the Alpha X files. 2 points for the teamless Terran. He is, in the blue, Mr. BYUN. Bottom right side, the red Zerg player fighting full Alpha X. Needs to start getting himself some points on the board here, or suffer quite a disadvantage pointing systems. Yeah. Anyway, he's Ragnarok. May get himself in too much trouble versus an opponent such as BYUN if he loses 1 or 2 more games here. Right, just the momentum on its own already. And then again, he is fighting against BYUN. Could be quite a difficult thing. I think the bot is just like 10 minutes late with every single command that it's doing. It's kind of funny, really. Alright. Ragnarok once again going for the hatchery first. I do like that. I prefer it over the spawning pool first. It just does not seem to work against somebody like BYUN. Sometimes, occasionally, we see people making it work with the roaches, of course. The roach attack just kind of blindsiding BYUN and finding a lot of damage there and then, but otherwise not quite so the case. There's that extractor, as you can see. Assuming some of you are not able to see, perhaps. Still interested in esports. Good on you, good on you. Now you know that there is in fact an extractor. Not sure if you know what an extractor is, because, well, I'm not sure how that experience would go. A blind esports fan, but pretty cool nonetheless. Alright. Alright. What are we up to next? Looks like the regular Hellion opening here for BYUN. Is he gonna grab a quick 3rd CC? That's the next question. I don't think he will. I would assume he's gonna just go for the starport again here. Alright. Worked out quite nicely the previous game. The starports as well. It just, with the Banshee in particular, it sets you up for such a safe overall opening here. Becomes very difficult for the Zerg to be aggressive at all. Not just because the Hellions and the Banshee, they kill off both of the units that the Zerg can send at you in the early part of the game. It's also just a great way to get all the scouting information that you need, right? The Hellions kind of scouting the front side, seeing the edge of the creep, all this stuff, kind of the outer rim expansions, and then the Banshees can just float straight ahead into the first base, natural base. Those places will have nothing to hide either. But no, instead we're going to see BYUN going for the medevac with the Marines once more. Did help out quite nicely in that first game. And another armor replay here as well, actually. Interesting. The Hellbats will be utilized this time around. Not the biggest fan of the Hellbats myself, but maybe it will work out this time around. Overlord speed here. Rather quick for Ragnarok instead of the metabolic boost coming down. So we'll be able to get a full scout of what is happening in beyond space, except for the one thing that really matters, of course, which is that armory. It's coming in again for round 2 with this Overlord, and has to get the heck out of dodge once more. I like the fact that BYUN kept those Marines back at home this time around, actually. Kind of showing what else you can do with a build like this, right? We'll just come in straight ahead for those drones. Okay, 5 kills so far. Not bad. Not bad at all. More Hellions here on the left side as well. That third base could start taking some fire damage as well. Could be set ablaze momentarily. And we do, in fact, have a Raven play coming out for BYUN here. Interesting. Where's that ultimate effect? There it is. Okay, it's going to get itself out of there as well. Is he going to start making Hellbats here? Also, yes, he is. Revealing the Hellbat tech tree. We do not have any Banelings just quite yet on the field. It's only 14 Zerglings as well. Hellbats straight on top of those drones here. May want to consider transforming back into Hellions, just chasing down these drones. Could be absolutely fantastic, of course. Only a single Hellbat there, being left behind. Can't fit 3 Hellbats onto a medevac, of course. Great spreading from our blue Terran. Losing well, a little bit of AoE damage there. And not that many drones go down. So that's a good call there for RAGNAROK. Sending all those drones just to no man's land there. To who God's names knows where. Third base for BYUN, not that early on either, so kind of seeing a nice moment here for our Red Zerg to really take this game into his own favor. Although there is more Hellion aggression coming in here, most likely will be more Hellbat aggression, I would assume. We have Banelings available? Yes, we do. Not that many, only 4 of them. Just about. Gotta be careful not to explode onto the extractors, of course. Hellbats drop into the main base as Hellions trying to gain access towards that third. Will not be granted anytime soon, though. Like this wall right here that has been made by RAGNAROK. Very well done. Now, all this pressure, the one thing that it is doing for BYUN is that it is not allowing RAGNAROK to do any type of creep spread so far, right? These are the first real creep tumors, honestly, that are now moving out. Without the Hellions around anymore, I suppose there's not that much opportunity to deny the creep at this moment in time, but we have the Raven also, which should help out quite nicely. Actually, a double Raven play here for BYUN. Wow, you know, I say I never see BYUN go for the Raven, and there we go, going double Raven instantly. Cast the curse. It works in mysterious ways. Alright, layer attack about to finish up here. Let's find out whether we're going into the Mutalisk or the Hydralisk. There it is. There is a Spire. With the amount of dropping and Raven harassment going down, I'm not too surprised. Queen there not quite being able to pick off that Raven here. Just got that Spore Crawler to chase him though, so maybe some Marine drops over here will now be a bit better. Who knows? We'll commit for a bit of front door action. Oh, wow. Incredible splitting there from BYUN instantly, just like the Red Sea. No problem, and then kind of clumping up again, to be fair as well, but getting Raven harassment going is also on the backside of things. And committing more of his troops. See how that trading is going so far. Actually really well for BYUN. He's also sending in a lot of Marines here onto the Evo chambers. We'll be able to get at least one of them if he tries to target it down. Goes for the Zerglings instead. We'll have to evacuate because of the Banelings coming in here. More Raven harassment again. Dropping in from the sky. Auto turrets just doing a number onto the drone line so far. 7 of them have been picked off there. 20 workers in total. As we also have BYUN still doing quite a bit of nice micro back at home. Obtaining a 4th base. RAGNAROK struggling to try and acquiring a 5th, which does seem to be quite necessary here momentarily. With the Link Bane Mutalisk strategy, you cannot afford to be on the same amount of bases for all too long. Always requiring that base advantage. There we go, he's going to go for it right now. There's a Raven in the neighborhood though, you have to be wary of that. Alright, BYUN once again, committing some units. Oh, careful! Oh, that's so scary, isn't it? That is so absolutely terrifying. That one Widow Mine there, that got really close at killing off all of those banelings. RAGNAROK in the nick of time, kind of moving away from that location. Small cluster of Marines does get picked off on the right side there. I think that was only there to deny the creep spread from continuing onwards. It's very likely for the Zerg. Like, if there's a fight on the left side, we'll try to get their creep spreading towards the right side, right? So, cool to see that BYUN already was situated there with a couple of Marines. Near the edge of the creep, where those creep tumors would go. Another massive attack coming in for BYUN here on the right side as well, as he's still situated here on the left side with quite a disturbingly sized army. Still as well, right? That one Widow Mine here just denying so much space for RAGNAROK, making life absolutely horribly difficult to deal with this little squadron of units here. Another Widow Mine on top does get avoided rather nicely. But the attack on the right side, of course, still present. Good thing for RAGNAROK is now, of course, that he will be able to grab everything together and trying to deal with this. All the Zerglings going in first though and taking a boatload of damage there. That is a really good Widow Mine connection though. As RAGNAROK is dwindling in supplies, his army supplies struggling to maintain the similar amount that BYUN is having right now. BYUN going to try to take out the Rooks as well, realizing that he just needs to be able to run up and down this this staircase here. He should be pretty good. There we go, a lot of Widow Mines into the ground. 2 of them being set off onto a Queen. Bit of a shame. And yeah, that's just another GG right there. RAGNAROK not being able to get himself a victory in the back right there. So yeah, 3 points already on the board here for BYUN. BYUN looking rather nice, looking rather good with those W's so far. Just 4 more games remaining here. Will we see a 7-0? It's starting to feel more and more likely, right? As this man is just on an absolute rampage in the blue. The bottom right side, the teamless Terran. He is BYUN. Top left side, the red Zerg player. He is fighting for Alpha X. Give it up for RAGNAROK. Okay, okay. Okay. Definitely a struggle here. RAGNAROK You gotta wonder what else is going through his mind right now. What does he really want to do? Just not finding a lot of opportunities there in the early game. Taking a lot of early game damage as well. Maybe just a 2-base play into the roaches. Or maybe just Mutalisk. Just to kind of deny that aggression from taking place. We'll go for a very quick 3rd base instead. Incredibly quick 3rd base, even delaying that main base queen here for quite a while. Again, going for 6 Zerglings here, by the way. I mean, it can't be a mistake anymore, right? Definitely something about the 6 Zerglings here. It just does not seem necessary to me, but... he really does enjoy his 6 Zerglings. It's like super safe, right? Like super safe. Maybe because of the delay of the queen in the main base, maybe that is why he decided to go for that. But yeah, BYUN only now really figuring out that there is that very quick 3rd, so never quite making the jump into the main base there. Okay. Nothing going down right there. Quick 3rd as well for BYUN. As he's setting up the Hellion harassment once again, together with a tech lab right there next to the starport. We'll go for the Viking instead. Interesting. Could just be a singular Viking, of course, and then maybe switching it around. Let's see if he starts up the stim pack. Stim pack. Just got the money. Yeah, assuming we're going to see that switched up still. No production from that barracks. It would be a bit early for that stim pack, right? Anyway. I mean, it's good to get stim pack, don't get me wrong, but doing it that early on, you'll have like, what, 1-2 Marines to really utilize it? It's not that great. It's not that great. Okay, RAGNAROK mixing it up a little bit here, going for the Roach Warren off of the 3 base. Wondering if he's going to go for the aggressive style. He is making 4 Overlords after all, so it looks like he... Although that could be because he's... No, actually, he's not supply blocked. That's BYUN being supply blocked a little bit there. Yeah, I think we're going to see RAGNAROK trying his hand at a bit of aggression himself here. 4 Overlords usually an indicator that we are going to see a big swell of roaches here coming up momentarily. There's a lot of larvae as well stocked up, of course. No more drones on that production. 9 roaches. 9 of them in total. Could be pretty good. Do we have an armory with this as well? No, we do not. So it is just the Hellions so far. Hellions, are they going to commit onto the drone line? Yes, they are. Just slightly, though. Not too much. Not too much at all. Careful play for the blue Terran so far. And as far as I'm aware, those roaches still going completely unnoticed. No bunkers going up still here. Those roaches not being scattered out. The Banshee, oh, just barely not getting a good eye on that, those little roach boys wiggling across the map here. I think now finally maybe. Okay, that's a lot of Zerglings as well. This is an all-in as it gets, guys. RAGNAROK needs to do damage here. He needs to do extreme damage indeed. BYUN ahead with actually 12 workers at this moment in time. Here we go, moving straight up onto the ramp. Is just looking to get himself on top of the production facilities right now. And this is going to be quite a struggle. He's trying to get in, trying to get access here. The SCV's making it extremely difficult. The siege tank getting a ton of value overall, but will not be enough. More Zerglings coming in from the other side now on top of the SCVs. That is the main thing here. Hellions coming back as around also, but BYUN already. I mean, I think he is already in his tomb right now. 46 workers have gone down. RAGNAROK rebuilding the drone count even further up, and GG is called just like that. BYUN, very unfortunate with his scouting, not finding those roaches at all. Although, to be fair, he didn't really have anything straight in the middle, right? Had that Viking roaming around, kind of looking for overlords. Maybe that could have been his opportunity to see that come in, but... yeah. It's a rough one. Alright, it's a rough one. Anyway, we're continuing onwards with the... what is this? Game number 5? Game number 5 is going to be submarine. A blue Terran player out of military service here. He's teamless, but he is still an absolute tyrant in the game of StarCraft 2. He is BYUN. Top left side. The challenger, shall we say. The man trying to take on the big bad BYUN. He is from Alpha X. RAGNAROK. Playing with the red Zerg pieces on the board here. Alright. You know what, those roaches, they did a fine job there, didn't they? I really like the way he approached that situation as well. Just straight for the jugular. No messing about. No waiting, trying to get, you know, just the max value on the third base, then the natural, and then just slowly moving his way forwards. No, this man, straight for the main. Just go ahead, move on forwards, try to get as much done as possible in as little amount of time. And sometimes of course, you can get yourself into trouble still because of this. Because it could mean that you just kind of run into a brick wall here, right? If we have like 2 siege tanks in a bunker, something like that. Something crazy, I suppose, from BYUN. Why would he have a bunker there? I don't know. Maybe another Banshee right here as well. You could just get shot down. And then, you know what? Everyone's going to say like, wow, what a fool, right? What an absolute fool. He could have gotten so many SCV kills at the third. And then at the natural as well. He could have gotten more there also. Why in the world did he try to break the front door? Now, of course, because it did work out, we're like, wow, okay, beautiful stuff right there. But, of course, still always a bit of a gamble there. Only going for the 4 links this time around as well, by the way. So it's not just a thing that he does continuously. Double Rex with the factory right now for BYUN here. And, well, only a natural base so far. Usually this is a bit of an indicator that he wants to get more aggressive more early on. Anticipating a starport here as well still. And just go in with the... maybe make a reactor on the factory, right? Get the double medevac. Double medevac and then just 2 marine-filled medevacs rushing across. A single marine-filled medevac already gave quite a bit of trouble here for RAGNAROK in game number 1, of course, but... 2? I don't know. I don't know. That could be a tall order here for RAGNAROK to deal with. Needs to get a couple of banelings this time around. Needs to have queens available in order to poke away at the medevacs as well. I mean, he is truly getting a good amount of queens here. Should be able to hold his own there. But base for Ragnarok has been established now. Just making a couple of overlords. Still droning up rather heavily. Just got to be careful not to over-drone here, of course. Bailing Nest is on the way, but there go the Marines right now. Only a single one getting spotted there by a Zergling. What did we get on the production tab? So far, it's just more drones. How many Zerglings do we got? It's 10 of them. That's not that many. It's not that many at all. Stimpec is ready. More and more drones. Oh boy. This could be extremely bad. I don't think Ragnarok is anticipating this at all. He's still just in the mindset of there's gonna be Hellions here soon, and I need to have my queens in order to blockade those Hellions from getting stuff done. Maybe a handful of Zerglings in order to kind of block them off for a short period of time and allow the queens to more time as well to kind of get in a good position. But this is just too much. That is too much Terran. Targeting down whatever they can. And I think we will... Actually, well, the queens, are they going to be able to... Yeah, it's already quite a big loss here, isn't it? Getting all those queens and all those Zerglings, that is so much money going down the drain for not that much spent by BYUN here. Look at that. Nuts value being obtained so far. Gonna just be able to drop off in this middle area as well. No queens remaining to shut this down. And Ragnarok, I mean, he is in trouble. He is truly in trouble. Another medevac comes in, joins the party. Will not be able to deal with that one either. GG is called, and BYUN takes a fourth map here. Of course, that is not it just quite yet. We are continuing onwards with the series. It will be all 7 maps played. That means we still have 2 more. So, BYUN, he may beat Ragnarok even more than a 4-1. It may still become 6-1. Or it may become 4-3, which is, you know, a whole different story overall, right? Here we go. Oh, actually, we need to switch this up a little bit. There we go. Alright, in the top right side, a man taking on 4 victories here so far. Looking pretty darn impressive. Catching his opponent off guard time and time again. He is from a no team at all, actually. BYUN. Bottom left side, the red Zerg player fighting for Alpha Axe. He is Ragnarok. Alright. BYUN really enlarge the overall point gap here. That has been established already. Or will Ragnarok find his way finally? I mean, so far it does appear like he's a little bit blindsided against BYUN. He won 1 game, and that was off of the back of a massive Roach Zergling attack. Ravages also, of course, involved. But yeah, I mean, that was still not the greatest overall to win like that, of course, right? I mean, it's still nice to get a point on the board, right? It's good to win games, but I mean, it wasn't the cleanest victory overall because, you know, he never got scouted. There's a lot of things that worked out in his favor, and sure, he did pummel at that point, but I mean, it still could have gone quite differently if that one Banshee did manage to see the Roaches moving out, if the Viking managed to see the Roaches moving out, if the Hellions managed to see the Roaches moving out. I think that becomes an entirely different game here, and you got to keep that in mind as well. It's quite a terrifying position here that Ragnarok is finding himself in. Truly struggling so far. BYUN once again adding in that factory. A little bit far away from that barracks in order to switch with the reactors. So, assuming we're going to see the medevac with Marines again. But then, without a second barracks here, so we'll just be Hellions accompanied by the Marines in a single medevac. I would assume. No, still gonna get himself a tech lab, so it's something else entirely, actually. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's nice to see BYUN just throwing out other build orders entirely. All based off of the same initial starting point here. Alright, let's see what he goes for. Oh, a fusion core. Interesting. Very interesting. I was not anticipating this at all. It's going to be a while before we really can use this, so maybe there's some slight thing to say about, like, he made that tech lab too early on. Could have spent that money elsewhere, but he's going to try to utilize that moment here for making a Banshee. Oh, those Marines, they get out just in the nick of time. That Overlord trying to get the heck out of there. Will not be able to get the greatest scout off in the worlds right now. Another Overlord's coming in from the other side, and that is going to be able to get the greatest scouter off right here. At least I think it did, right? Yeah, it did. Definitely happening right there. Cancelling the fusion core. No longer going to be a part of the plan, and just throwing down a third CC immediately afterwards. RAGNAROK is going to have to just make a couple of spore crawlers. Make sure that he makes maybe 1-2 extra queens overall. And he should be absolutely fine in this situation. Should feel very comfortable. And even then, if he just drones up rather extremely, he should still be in a very good position overall. Yeah, this is an awkward place overall. He's gonna have to watch out for the waypoint of that barracks here. Gonna have to kind of wiggle that around the reactor and the factory, otherwise he's continuously gonna have to lift everything up. It's gonna be a bit of a dance there with that barracks or the factory, up and down. Two barracks as well as, two engineering base. Potential upgrade advantage here going towards BYUN already. RAGNAROK getting himself the lair. There's the Evo chambers. Not all too quick with the Evo chambers, so I am anticipating that we're gonna see the Mutalisk play here once again. Just a wild guess right there being thrown out, but who knows? Maybe I'm gonna look smart. Ooh, Banshee! That's a brave Banshee. It's a very brave Banshee. Right, double medevac. A couple of times we've seen that do really well in these situations. I think RAGNAROK's maybe still anticipating the battlecruiser here. I mean, let's take a look. 11 Zerglings going up with another 16. I mean, it's a lot better than we had the previous time, to be sure, but still potential threat here, of course. The Marines are going for the 4th base initially. No, they're going to go for the main base. Yes, they are. There is 1-2 spore crawler on the way. See how well the Zerglings are able to get rid of these Marines at this moment in time. Yeah, that should be enough. The Queen's not able to really deal with the medevacs though. Potentially could still get that Banshee, of course. There we go. Nice catch. And RAGNAROK just gonna start knocking down the rocks here. Kind of anticipating BYUN not to try it too much anymore. Or at least not trying to just push into BYUN there, as he is just sitting behind minerals and a bit of dead space, of course, usually here, right? Very difficult for Zerglings to engage. Upgrade advantage about to kick in here. +1/+1. 0-0 Zerglings and Banelings. Can be quite significant, of course. Medevacs picking up once again, kind of dashing on out of there. Oh my. Not that common to see BYUN lose medeffects like that. Spends most of his time and attention trying to just keep an eye out on those medeffects. Second attack, not going to suffer the same fate. We'll be able to pick off a good amount of Zerglings and creep tumors. Another attack already set up, of course, though. BYUN not going to just sit around, take damage, and then not have another army. Siege tank presence there, more than capable of dishing out blows against the Hydralisk composition. Wonder if Ragnarok is going to go into... He should do, right? I would assume that he is going to go into the lurker technology here. I don't think he's going to try and do the same thing as DRG. We saw DRG doing that earlier, of course, today. Just going for a Lingbane Hydralisk. Just neglect any type of lurker attempt and... go for the Lingbane Hydralisk. Why go for anything else? He made some Ultralisk as well, but that was about it. That was all we were getting. Run by attempt. Not finding too much, I would say. The Zerglings and the Banelings here attempting to make sure he doesn't lose too many drones at the same time. Not a single SCV was harmed. Marines getting closer and closer. They are getting a lot of kills here. Already 10 workers have been slain. Ragnarok deciding now is the time to start pressing forward, but not a single Baneling will be able to connect. Does manage to get rid of the siege tank. And, well, most of the other stuff still available there, but with the reinforcements coming in. Okay, no, BYUN actually backing up for now. I mean, those Marines are quite low. No medeffects around to really stabilize their HP pools. One stim, and a lot of them will be in the orange here, of course. Still moving forwards. I mean, he gets a lot of active creep tumors killed. That is very nice to see. Just gets a lot of creep tumors killed, I suppose. Overall. I like the SimCity here for BYUN as well. Already denying any type of a Ling run by here. Very cool to see. Single siege tank still on the top side as well. Helping out. Ragnarok's army still capable of holding this off though, of course. Still enough creep here as well. Very crucial to keep that creep going and expanding elsewhere. So he knows that these places are safe, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Getting that creep as far out as possible. There's the next attack. Did he manage to get enough done? Did he get enough creep out and about? We'll be able to intercept a nice portion of Marines here with the run around, the wrap around with the Hydras and the Zerglings. But more drones already in a lot of pressure here. We are gonna have quite the fight. Banelings coming in from either side, but still a way up on the ramp here to run for the Marines. Great micro, absolutely stunning here from those Marines. They were already dead, but they got as much as they ever could ask for in that situation. Very well done by BYUN, but also very well done, of course, by Ragnarok now, who is kind of doing really well, right? In this macro game, he held off most of the aggression. He lost a couple of workers here and there, but his macro behind this has been absolutely stellar as well. He's got himself 5 bases established against just a 3 base of BYUN, and that on its own already, that has to be worrisome here for BYUN. BYUN, known for not having the greatest macro, but this is taking that up to the next level. Ooh, one baning there. Goes for the siege tanks instead. Alright. Still a good cleanup there once again for Ragnarok. Considering the situation, right? 2 bases ahead. He's allowed to be cost inefficient, and he's not even being that cost inefficient here whatsoever. Doesn't have a single lurker yet either. Not even having the lurker den right now. Also, sticking just to the Lingbane Hydralisk. And there's the Ultralisk. So, yeah, it's gonna go the route of DRG here. Lingbane Hydra and Ultralisk. Coming further forwards. Not enough banelings here. Oh my god, is this how it ends? Is this how it ends? Please, Ragnarok, don't let it end like this. Okay, there we go. Finally having some banelings here, but he lost so many of those Zerglings. A lot of creep went down as well. And yeah, that was truly cost inefficient there for Ragnarok. Now, we've said before it's okay for him to be, but I mean, as long as he is ahead with those 1 or 2 bases. He's going to be ahead with 2 bases momentarily here again. But is it too little? Is it too late? I am not completely convinced. The Ultralisk as well, though, to be fair, this is one of the well, critiques I would put on BYUN. Sometimes it does seem like he's a little bit slow with the transition. Still preoccupied with the micro and just getting as much value from his army units as possible. Not realizing that, you know what, spending a bit more time repositioning this overall production facilities, getting some other stuff going like tech lab, barracks, stuff like this. I guess he has barracks without any add-ons there, so we'll be able to make the adjustments not too slowly. 3 medevacts here actually, by the way. That is going to get cleaned up. The attack on the right side, suddenly with the Ultralisk in the face. They don't have all the armor upgrades just quite yet. Carapace and such not quite yet available. Titanus Plating, that's the name. Oh, great Blinding Cloud there. It's going to allow this to be cleaned up as well. The drops on the other side, looks like that has been dealt with also. And Banelings suddenly throwing themselves onto the SCV line there. 21 of them go down. Another great pickup there for BYUN. BYUN, he's kind of bleeding overall. He's got still quite the powerful army. But will it be enough against this amount of Banelings right now? Oh, the Marines run straight headfirst into the Banelings. It's not a great way, and yeah, BYUN not taking a cost-efficient trade here whatsoever. I think Ragnarok is doing it, guys. I think he may be able to really start pushing his advantage here. He didn't lose the base, he didn't lose that many workers either, and BYUN actually the one taking most of that economic damage. GG is called. Ragnarok gets himself another game on the board here. That is rather nice. We still have one more game remaining, and that is going to be on Oxide. Oxide, the final battlegrounds here in a, well, not really a best of 7, but a match where 7 matches are going to be played. Will Ragnarok be able to get himself somewhat of a redemption here, right? A 4-3 is, just sounds a lot better than, wait, hold up. I need to do the scoreboards. Yeah, a 4-3 sounds a lot better than a 5-2, right? It feels like a big difference, to me at least. In the bottom left side, we got that blue Terran player. He is fighting teamless, but he is fighting strong. It is BYUN. The top right side, there's a red Zerg player fighting for Alpha X. He is Ragnarok. Alright, will he get his redemption as well as a little bit of extra cash in his pocket from this game right here, from the series? That's the question on our minds right now. Going quite aggressive here, isn't he? Spawning pool and an extractor. Can only be one thing. Zerg aggression. Exactly, guys. Alright, once more, trying to take the initiative in his own hands. Realizing, of course, BYUN, not the most famous for his scouting. This time around, what does he do? He's going to keep the SCV at home. Always a bit of a gambler when it comes to this. There is still a second hatchery coming down as well for Ragnarok. I'm anticipating him getting a quick speed here as well. And then let's see if he goes for the Baneling Nest or something like that. Is it just going to be pure Zerglings here? Whatever it is, this is not really a game that usually goes very long. BYUN on the other side, what is he going for? Looks like he's saving up for a reactor. That means he's only going to have a single Marine when those 6 Zerglings hit. Regardless of what happens, I feel like RAGNAROK will be able to shut down the command center here. For at least the production, right? Baneling Nest also on the way. Thought the Zerglings would be coming in by now, but I guess he's gonna try to keep this hidden for the time being. Doesn't want BYUN to know just quite yet that he did go for the quick spawning pool. More and more Zerglings are coming in. I really like this actually. It's just gonna utilize the first initial 6 Zerglings to make the Banelings. Doesn't matter that BYUN is making that command center now, is it? It doesn't change anything for him. Actually, it's better that BYUN is not in a position where he can get a cancel in this command center, nor, you know, now he's expanding more of his money into getting an orbital as well. So this is actually helping out quite a bit. More and more Zerglings are coming in. There's only 2 Marines available, a single Hellion out and about on the map. That is gonna feel rather silly right now. In come the Banelings. That is a lot of damage already. They do need one more connection. There we go. Is this going to be crisis managed once again by BYUN like it's an absolute hero? Already losing 8 workers overall. He still has the 2 Hellions though. I mean, that is looking pretty good for BYUN, I would say. I'm surprised that he didn't lose any of those Hellions as they were being surrounded, but yeah, RAGNAROK not quite being able to do it. GG is called. BYUN takes this game as well. Will put himself up for 5 points versus the 2. Well